What's up, guys? My name is Jesse. Welcome back to my channel where all I talk about is domain format. If you don't know what that is, check out my how to play video. After that, you can go check out domainformat.com to join their Discord. Just don't tell them I sent you. I'm here today because some crazy news is coming out of Chaos Origins, the new OCG set. Overnight, they just dropped 11 cards for none other than the Sacred Beasts. They're getting retrains. I couldn't be any more hyped. I want to go through all these cards with you guys now. We're going to read them all, and then I'll get my thoughts on them from a domain format's perspective. So let's get into it. All right, we're on YGO Organization, and they have every card listed here. First thing we see is a fusion of the 3 Sacred Beasts. Phantasmal Sacred Beasts of Chaos. 5,000 attack, 5,000 defense. The materials it takes is 3 level 10 monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set, and it must be fusioned or special summoned from your extra deck by sending the above cards you control to the graveyard. I love seeing this on a boss monster. It makes it super easy to get out, at least easier than it would be if you could only fusion summon it the typical way. It also says the first 2 times this card will be destroyed by card effect each turn, it is not destroyed. That's very nice in domain format. Dark Hole, that type of stuff, Regeki. And the fact that this protects itself twice is kind of crazy. And then thrice per turn and once per chain, you can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of this turn. Then you can gain life points equal to half of its attack. Dude, this is gonna be so wild to summon in a domain game. So it can only negate things that are face-up in play, so it can still get like Nibiru and stuff, but in no way are you not going to gain a crap ton of life points with this. If this lasts a whole turn rotation, you're gonna be at like twice as much life at least. 16, 20k. What a wild first card to read over. Look at that. We're getting the Sacred Beast retrained. Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Sacred Beast of Cataclysmic Fire. I can't wait to see how they fit all that text in the title part of the card. Level 10 Fire Pyro, 0/0. Cannot be normal summon set. Must be special summoned with a Sacred Beast card. So it looks like they're changing the archetype to Sacred Beasts. It's finally in the name of the card. You can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. You can reveal this in your hand, add a Sacred Beast trap from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. I like that this is useful while in your hand. It's not most typical boss monsters. If they're hard to summon, oftentimes you find them just sitting in your hand doing nothing, and that feels really bad in a domain game. Gains 1,000 attack and defense for each trap in graveyards. Oh, that's everybody's graveyards. That is crazy. Oh my god, I cannot. If you play against anybody who does any self-milling, I imagine this is going to get huge. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target a spell trap on the field, destroy it. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this effects activation. Now, destroying a spell trap on the field is not that big of a deal, but it's a once per turn quick effect, so you can do it 4 times during a turn rotation. And it's really nice that nobody can activate any cards or effects in response to this effects activation. That kind of makes it feel more of like in the anime, the god cards, like they had special rules that didn't ever actually translate over into the real TCG. That alone, it's going to feel really good playing this card and just having so much control and being able to do this without anybody, having a say in it. It just, you activate it, it resolves. It's gonna be really nice. All right, we got a Hamon, Lord of Striking Thunder, Sacred Beast of Sinful Catastrophe. Level 10 Thunder, Light, 4,000, 4,000. Cannot be normal summoned set. Must be special summoned with the Sacred Beast card, so I'm pretty sure they're all gonna say this. You can reveal this card in your hand, add a Sacred Beast spell card from your deck to your hand, then discard a card. Again, this is awesome. I'm gonna take a stab at the last one, being it's gonna search for monsters. Once per turn, if a monster is sent to your opponent's graveyard, inflict 1,000 damage to them. This is gonna be really nice because it doesn't even matter if you're the one sending their cards, and it's important to keep in mind that you can only inflict damage to the person whose monster was sent to the graveyard, because that was a resource required to activate this effect. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can activate this effect. You take no damage for the rest of this turn. Randomly gets a Kuribo effect, okay? That is nice, because if there are decks that can, summon something that has more than 4,000 attack, either through like increasing his attack by a crap ton, and it'll feel good knowing that they can't OTK you after they finally get over this. And last, we got Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, Sacred Beast of Endless Eternity. Level 10 Dark Fiend, 4,000, 4,000. Same summoning restrictions. You reveal this in your hand, add a Sacred Beast monster from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. Yep. I am just now noticing that this is discard by card effect, so I'm sure instantly I start thinking about like, Dark Worlds. I don't know how well they'll mix together. And then once per turn quick effect, you contribute 2 other Sacred Beast monsters, destroys many monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack for each card destroyed by this effect. Man, okay, so this does activate, and it says your opponent, so you pick an opponent, which means this could possibly gain 6,000 attack if they have a completely full board with their extra monster zone too, and it is a permanent attack gain. And it's a quick effect. Oh my gosh, you could activate this on their turn when they try and go to attack you. Wild. Cool cards, man. So far, huge fan. We got a Creator Retrain, the Orchestrator of the Sacred Beasts. Level 8 Thunder, Light, 2300 attack, 3000 defense. You reveal this card in your hand, discard a card, and if you do, special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand in defense position, except to level 8, which he is. The other ones are 10, right? Yeah. Again, discard by effect, but this is a pretty easy way to special summon any of the Sacred Beast monsters out of your hand. It does go in defense position, not ideal. And it's also cool that you don't have to discard this card. You can discard any card. It also says you can discard a card, special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position, except a level 8 monster or the discarded card. So this is the one you activate while it's in play, and it can help get Sacred Beasts out of your hand or out of the graveyard as long as it wasn't what you discarded. That's pretty cool. You can manage this card from your graveyard, special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your graveyard in defense position, except a level 8 monster. Yeah, wow. Okay, so this can literally summon all 3 Sacred Beasts out if they happen to be in your hand or graveyard, because you could activate it in hand, special summon one, activate it while it's in play, special summon another, and then activate it once it's in the graveyard, special summon a third from the graveyard. That's kind of wild. That's cool. I like this a lot. You have to discard a lot of cards, but and I'm noticing from the previous 3 cards that we're gonna have to discard a lot of cards. I'm hoping there's some way to mitigate that. All right, Martyr the Sacred Beast. This looks like the Phantasm tokens. Level 1 Dark Fiend 0/0. So I'm guessing there's some interaction with Dark Beckoning Beast here. If it's normal or special, you can place a Sacred Beast field spell or continuous spell trap from your deck face up on the field. That's super nice. Can't be Ash Blossomed. Doesn't care if it's normal or special. It must have a new field spell because the previous one was called like some Fallen Paradise, I think. If you control another Sacred Beast monster, you can special summon 2 Martyr of the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Oh no, it takes multiples. Oh crap. Oh, unfortunately, domain format rules is a singleton format. So unless your friends are okay with it, you would be stuck only using 1 of this card. Yeah, because even if you had another Sacred Beast, it doesn't let you. Yeah, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to activate this unless you had copies, 2 extra copies in your hand, deck, or graveyard. But during your opponent's end phase of this card and a level 10 Sacred Beast monster in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. That seems to be a way to help mitigate all the discarding. So maybe this still has some uses. Even if you had all 3, you wouldn't be able to add all 3 back at the end of turn because it has a hard once per turn on all the effects. But in Domain, if you did somehow have 3 due to a Rule 0 agreement, a whole turn cycle rotation would allow you to add all 3 of these back to your hand by your next turn. We got Unleashing the Sacred Beasts. Really cool card art. Add 3 Sacred Beast monsters with different names from your deck to your hand, then discard 2 cards. So far we've had 4 Sacred Beast monsters, right? So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. That is crazy. Add 3 cards, discard 2. This is like a tutoring graceful charity. If this card's in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, add a level 10 Pyro, Thunder, or Fiend monster that cannot be normal summoned set from your deck to your hand. And even has follow-up. A graceful charity with follow-up. Insane, man. That's so crazy. The fact that you can search for level 10 Fiend makes me think this could be used other ways too. Okay, looks like this is a new field spell. Fallen Paradise of the Sacred Beasts. Thrice per turn. You'll love to read that. That is a great sentence. You can send 3 other cards of the same type, monster, spell, trap, from your hand and or face-up field to the graveyard, then special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand, deck, graveyard, or banishment. And if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's activated spell trap effects. Whoa. Okay, so hypothetically speaking, if you had 3 of that 0/0 Fiend monster, you could send 3 of those monsters after it summons the other 2, and then special summon any Sacred Beast monster from your hand, deck, graveyard, or banishment. And this is a Sacred Beast card, so it could summon the Sacred Beasts from your deck. The fact that it summons from banishment too is wild. I love to see that. And if you do, it is unaffected by your opponent's activated spell trap effects, not until the end of turn, just permanently. That again is like another way that it helps create that, you know, sort of anime feel of being a god card, right? That's really cool. I like how they incorporated that. It's gonna be super annoying for your opponents. And then if you control a Sacred Beast monster whose original level is 10, you can draw 2 cards. That's also insane that they kept that effect from the previous field spell, which is pot of greed. Not only do you have an archetype Graceful Charity, you also have a field spell that's pot of greed. And I haven't noticed any locks on these cards. These seem super generic. Almost you could mix them in with other decks. I'm surprised so far. Okay, Skyfire the Sacred Beast. Continuous spell. During the main phase, you can place 2 Skyfire the Sacred Beast from your hand, deck, and or graveyard on your field. Then you can reveal a level 10 Sacred Beast monster in your hand. Then you can place a Fallen Paradise Sacred Beast from your deck face up in your field zone. Oh my gosh. Gosh dang it. Another card that you need copies of. Man, that really... Konami, you gotta work with us Domain fans, okay? You can't be doing this every time you retrain an old Yugi Boomer archetype, all right? That's rough, dude. Normally in a Domain format game, like, I'm willing to, like, Rule 0 somebody playing, like, you know, for instance, 3 Blue Eyes. I don't care if you play 3 Blue Eyes in your Domain deck, or 3 Dark Magician, or 3 Harpy Ladies, whatever. Asking to play 2, and I'm gonna guess there's a trap that does something similar to this, where it allows you to put copies into play to use for the field spell. That is rough. I don't know how many of my friends are gonna let me do that. I'm gonna try, though. gonna try. Maybe they'll let me do it for a video, but otherwise, this is just a dead card in Domain. During your opponent's end phase, if this card's in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. Well, I mean, maybe not. You know, these cards require a lot of discards, and having just a continuous spell that can add itself back during every opponent's end phase, that might be nice, but who knows? We got a normal trap, Destruction Chant of the Sacred Beast. That looks like one of the freaking elemental heroes when it was fighting Uriah. Special summon a Sacred Beast monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. Then, if you control 2 or more Sacred Beast monsters whose original level is 10, you can negate the effects of one face-up card your opponent controls, and if you do, destroy it. That is not too shabby. It's a monster reborn or a summon from hand, plus a negate and destroy. That's wild. Really good card. You banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon a Phantasm fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters on your hand from your hand or field. So I guess this gives us another way. This lets you actually fusion summon this using 3 level 10 monsters that can't be normal summoned or set without having them in play. Because you can send them from the field to the graveyard to summon it, but that trap lets you just essentially, if you had 3 level 10 monsters that can't be normal summoned set in your hand, like the 3 god cards or the 3 sacred beasts, you'd be able to just send them from your hand with that trap to summon him. Or I imagine there's a lot of level 10 monsters that can't be normal summoned set. I wonder if there's a weird way to like cheese this out. I imagine there is. I'm just not thinking of it. And the fact that it banishes itself, I wonder if the archetype has any built-in recursion, but we'll see. Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast. Winged Karibo meeting his fate. That's so funny. Oh, that's so sad. During the main phase, you can place 2 Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast, which is this, from your hand, deck, and graveyard and field. Okay, again, there's a 3rd card you need to play 3 copies of. Oh, you can send 3 face-up Divine Abyss of the Sacred Beast. You control the graveyard, including this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down defense position. So I guess that gives you a way to use it without the field spell. And then during your opponent's end phase, if the card's in your graveyard, you can place it on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. The other 2 add to hand, but this goes to the bottom of the deck for some reason. Okay, well, for advanced, this seems crazy. You know, typically when you think of like the god cards and the sacred beasts, you don't really think of like competitive playability. These seem very, very good. Easy to summon everything, and all searches for each other. You gotta discard a lot, but they have a lot of in-engine cards that add themselves back to hand to recoup that card loss. Well, okay, that was me going over all the cards. I actually preemptively, before recording this video, went on Amazon to buy the original Sacred Beast structure deck. So maybe I can do something with that and proxy up these cards and see what we can try. I'm thinking, yeah, like I said, in order to do a domain deck, you would have to ask your friends to play like 3 copies of 3 separate cards. I'm not sure if they're willing to bend the rules that much, or if I should even suggest it, really. Maybe I can try doing something without extra copies, maybe. Either way, I'm excited about this archetype. It kind of paves the way. If this is how they retrained the Sacred Beasts, maybe they could retrain the God cards, maybe? Konami, are you listening? So yeah, I think this is really, really good. I gotta say, the Chaos Origins, the Overframe sets in OCG, these 2 sets have been phenomenal. It makes me so excited for the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Domain specifically, because if we're gonna get banger cards just set after set after set, we're in for a good time. So that's what I got to say about these cards. Tell me what you guys think about it. Did you find any ways to get around the whole issue with needing copies of those cards? Are you gonna mix them with Yubel? What do you guys think? Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate you guys hanging out. That's all I got for today. Christ is King. God bless you all.